toward financial wellness. Reach out to them for advice at 855-DON-GINO. And now back to your hosts, Don Getling and Gino Franti.
Well, thank you for joining us again on the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show. For over 5 years, we've been sharing with you such great information from the best professionals we can find in all Santa Cruz. That's our goal. Our goal is to educate you and inform you and let you know you have options. Remember, we started this show over 5 years ago when there was nothing but duress out there, and especially in the housing market with jobs. It was awful, and all we did is start a show to help guide you to personal financial wellness by giving you options, giving you solutions, and answering your questions, and giving you what's really happening in the markets, basically the real estate market and financial markets, because unfortunately the media, even though we are part of the media per se, the media likes to spin things, and they have agendas, and we don't. We only have an agenda every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. to give you what's really happening out here that matters to you in Santa Clarita. What happens in Detroit or what happens in Europe or Greece or Italy or Portugal doesn't always matter. We'll let you know how it affects us in our global economy, and it does affect us. But believe me, a lot of times when the media talks about something, they'll say one thing on this side, and the same report, they'll say it a different way. So we give you the real information. Just like today, we have Scott Zimmerman with Corporate Strategies giving you the real information about insurance, because he's helping Gino, he's helped me. And what's nice is when you talk to him, he's like, no, I have, let's go over your whole policy and let's see what's important to you and what you want. And Scott rearranged my entire insurance policy, allowed me to get more insurance, longer term. He extended my term, and I get to help out more people underneath it and lowered my payments. So not bad, Scott. Good job.
Yeah, thank you.
And you were so confident. You're like, let me look at it. Let me figure this out. So thank you for doing that. And then Scott's helping us out with a couple things here. We want to finish up on a segment with Scott. Again, you can go to donandgino.com, enter the Vault Media Studio by clicking on the live streaming button. Check out the YouTube videos. There's a ton of them with Scott giving you great advice. Just put up Scott Zimmerman. It'll pull up all the videos. 1,500 videos. A lot of them have you, Scott.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I love being here.
I love it. So we were talking about long-term care. That, unfortunately, 1 out of 2 of us, whether it's you, your family members, whatever, 1 out of 2 of us are potentially going to need long-term care. And that could be devastating to you and your family. We were giving examples of why it's important to really think this through. And then this segment, I wanted you to give us some ideas. What are some options for you out there regarding long-term care?
Okay, so let's go over just a few really quick. So one is just regular long-term care insurance. You pay for it, and if you ever need it, it's there. But if you don't need it or if you pass away and you don't use it, you just lose it. There's other kinds that are really, really popular right now. Like you can buy a life insurance policy. For instance, you could buy $1 million life insurance policy and add a long-term care rider on there. Mm-hmm. And what you can do is you could pull out up to, if you need the care, 2% a month out of the death benefit if you need the care. So if you had $1 million policy, you could pull out up to $20,000 a month for the cost of care, to. And then, but it takes away your death benefit. But what's great about it,
I mean, it bleeds it down for that. But that's kind of what the insurance is for.
Right. Right, and
to protect your loved ones.
The rates are guaranteed; they can never go up. Going back to regular long-term care insurance,
you got to let me know what that's going to cost me.
Okay, the regular long-term care insurance, which we do write a lot of, the rates are not guaranteed. They can always raise your rates as long as they raise everybody else's rates. So that has happened over the past few years. Hopefully, it doesn't any longer, but chances are they will. So those are 2: regular long-term care, and then the life insurance. And there's also a couple different hybrids. Where one is you can, if you have a lump sum of money, like a lot of people have, older people have CDs and the money's just sitting there not earning anything, you can always do a lump sum into a policy. And anytime you can.
It's prepaid?
It's prepaid. And it also comes with a death benefit and the long-term care benefit. So if someone puts in $100,000, there's different kinds, but as an example, one of them, 80% is always liquid. If you put in $100,000 or $200,000 at any time, 5 years, tomorrow, 10 years, you can always pull out 80% of it. You'll cash out the policy. If you pass away, it has a nice death benefit on top of it. So if you pass away, the death benefit, and also has a long-term care benefit. So it covers all 3 aspects. So it's great for people that just have cash. They say, I'm never going to need this, but the money's just sitting there. Why don't you just insure it just in case? You can always pull most of the money back out.
That's brilliant.
We write a lot.
That's a
really
good policy, though. I mean, it's really
very good.
I mean,
Very
you're,
good.
it's still your money.
It's your money.
Most of it, and you're insuring yourself,
Right.
and you're protecting it. And in basic, what's nice is you're kind of protecting how much of it you're risking per se.
Right.
Whereas if you go and you don't have long-term care at all, and you have a catastrophe in your life, or someone in your family does, you can lose it all very easily.
Easily.
It happens a lot.
There's actually one company that's a little higher in price. You can get 100% of your money back at any time. So if someone puts in 100, they can actually pull out 100 anytime. If they ever don't want it, change their mind. So it's
All right.
amazing. It's amazing.
You guys need to talk to Scott about this. And like you said, if it's for your parents or you should be protecting your family because things happen. I'm doing a home loan for a young couple. He's 36, was a professional motocross rider with me, had a stroke at 34, 30, some young age, had a random stroke and it put him out of work for quite a while.
Yeah.
When you're a professional motocross rider or test rider, that's a problem.
It's a big problem.
But
Yeah.
you don't think about those things happening. I'm sure he's healthy. He's like one of the best there is.
Right.
And shit happens.
Yeah.
Sorry. Oops.
So I said that. Scott Zimmerman said that. Okay. No, yeah, things do happen. And I always say, get insurance while you can, just in case. Hopefully long-term care, if that was what you're interested in, is the biggest waste of money ever. Hopefully you don't need it because it's horrible if you need it. You don't
That's
want
a good
it.
way to put it.
Yeah, it's a big, hopefully you waste your money.
Yeah, is that? Yeah. How can they get a hold of you, Scott?
They can call me anytime. My office is 818-377-7260.
All right. What about you got a very nice website. You want to find out something about anything regarding insurance? Dude, your site has, you cover, we're just talking about long-term care because it's near and dear to my heart right now. And we have an aging population. And some of us are, now that I'm getting older, I'm seeing it more and more.
Right.
It's awful.
It's awful.
When they're not prepared. I mean,
Right.
it's friends of ours. It's, wow, you just don't see it coming. And all of a sudden it's an issue for the family,
It is.
especially the wife or the husband.
And the children. I don't want to.
Yeah.
My just a separate note. I don't know if I told you, but my own father he just got out of the hospital on Sunday. He's been in there for 2 weeks. He needs care. He has long-term care, but he refuses to have anybody come in. So my poor mother, and me, and my brother, and family members are going over there to help take care of him because he doesn't want anybody taking care of him. It's a horrible, horrible.
You know
thing.
this guy Miles McNamara?
Yeah, I know him very well.
In-home care?
Yes, exactly.
Comfort Keepers. Reach out to
He's
them too.
one of the greatest. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, again, corporatestrategies.com, right?
Corp Strat.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah. Or you can corporate strategies, both work. But corpstrat.com,
Right.
like Corp Strat.
And
with
look
a
up
T.
Scott Zimmerman. You'll
Yeah.
see the wealth of knowledge, all that they do, because they do every insurance there is. I mean, seriously,
Yeah.
business insurance, long-term care. And
Employee benefits,
employee
HR,
benefits.
payroll.
You
Yeah.
helped Gino and I figure it out to where we can protect each other as partners and stuff.
Right.
There's a lot of things that Scott can help you do, and we really appreciate you being a great resource to us.
Thanks for
and a
having
great
me.
friend, of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can tell he's the nicest guy in the world, too.
Oh,
I mean, you'll see him, you're like, oh, can you lift up my car so I can change my tire? But he's such a nice guy, and he's real, and he just wants to help you. So, again, reach out to Scott Zimmerman. Go to corpstrat.com. Stick around. Gino is coming back to the booth here. We're going to talk about what's happening in the real estate industry. Is there a bubble coming? UBS says there is. So you want to check out that when we come back to the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show. Check us out at dongino.com. We'll be right back.
Thanks.